It's on me. It's not on you.
Braxton, intro this bitch.
Welcome to the Real Estate State of the Union. We're here in 2023, the first podcast of the year. It's a good day.
This live stream is brought to you by GBT Property Management. Happy New Year.
Spoon, my New Year's not going so well.
Why?
Well, I'm $900 up on scratchers.
That's pretty good, though.
How many bandit signs you done in 2023?
I don't know, 10, 15, whatever I put out yesterday.
0.
Yeah, I'm at 40. So
You're beating me.
Go ahead.
I went to where I was putting them out, and all our original ones were still up. I'm like, where do I put one? Like, kept driving around trying to find another spot. I'm like, there's already one there.
Dang, Spoony. What do you think that means?
It means there's no anybody to enforce anything in that town for sure.
Damn. You want to call them out? You want to shout them out?
No, I don't.
Rising Star Texas, get your shit together. What do you do? Braxton, you're running an ultra marathon this weekend.
Uh-huh.
That's good. Spoonie's got some stats. I'm waiting on stats from Jacob. End of year stuff. Maybe actually Jacob probably emailed it. He's a civilized human. He wouldn't text it. So we got some stats, but I will give you one interesting stat that I know right now off the top of my head. Do you know what that is, Braxton? Spoonie? We have 0 properties under contract to sell. So all of our flip inventory is just rotting on the market.
Stagnant.
So do you have the days on market for all that stuff, Spoonie?
I don't. I didn't get an
we didn't
update
get
from
it.
all of them.
Well, I seen one of them was like 170 days, I think, on Zillow. I don't remember which one it was, though.
I can pull it up.
I think, no, maybe it was 120 days. Lindale, already on there 120 days. So we've already ran past some of our points. I think Spring is going to tell a big story. One data point that Jacob brought up yesterday was that his listing, where's it at, in Harker Heights?
Mm-hmm.
It had 3 showing requests yesterday. So
That's a mid to high 200 listing, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, we're not a very big town. So I don't know. I don't know what 2023 holds. I did a little bit of reading yesterday. This Inflation Reduction Act or whatever it is, or maybe it's, what was it called? The 1.7 trillion?
Yeah, I think that's what they call it, Inflation Reduction Act.
I think that was
It was an
before.
omnibus.
The omnibus. What's the omnibus? Is that just the spending bill?
Yeah, we do omnibuses like every year.
So apparently it's inflationary, and that's going to drive mortgage rates up. That's just what
That's lovely.
that's what the experts said. They said that, spending that much money is inflationary, so mortgage rates will react by moving up. So had a little window there where it got back into the 6s if you're a first time FHA buyer. But now I guess it'll push back into the 7s. I don't really know. I don't think anybody knows. That's not our notice. So anyways, Braxton, how's your real estate doing?
It's going good. Just closed on one last week.
What'd you close on last week?
Little single family in Bryan.
What'd you pay for it?
$50,000.
What are you going to list it for?
I think probably 99.
What agent are you going to use?
I was thinking, I don't know if I want someone in that market or if I want a Chris Lowe, a salesman.
I think I want a Chris Lowe.
So I was thinking probably be the way to go.
Yeah, make Chris Lowe fucking figure out how to list in goddamn Bryan.
Yeah.
Go to Bryan, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Ask around. Your brokerage is in Bryan.
Yeah.
You should be able to list in Bryan.
Right.
What about you, Spoonie?
But my real estate, I got 3 that are stagnant.
They're listed?
No, they're being, well, one of them's definitely not. You saw my video yesterday. None of those 3 are listed. So 2 of them we're waiting to be flipped right now as soon as our guy gets over there.
So stagnant on your own accord.
Well, we've got one out for owner finance. I think it's probably problematic that people can't get into it because the stairs are not there anymore. It's hard to owner finance. So we'll rectify that this
I
week.
fell through those.
Yeah, I didn't know there was no stairs at all.
Whoa.
And there's also a room, a very rape room-esque, where they cut a hole through the side of the building, and went down like our other rape room building, and chickens had been laying, just random chickens. There was eggs all over the place.
I was talking about the attached garage to the mobile home.
I mean, there's no garage door. It's just a 3-foot wide door, but it's attached.
There's an attached garage chicken coop?
That's just like a.
It had chicken wire over the window, so I'm assuming it was a chicken coop.
It's a weird add-on.
There's chickens?
Oh no, they're gone now, but the eggs are still there
He
waiting.
took them. You know how he is about chickens.
No, I don't take dirty chickens.
Oh,
Our chickens are clean.
so just because they're poor chickens means you don't like them?
No, why would a chicken? All chickens are poor chickens.
Why don't you like poor chicken, Spoon? Let's dive into that.
I like chickens that I know where it came from because they can transfer disease. You don't want to bring that in your flock.
Like herpes?
No, like avian influenza, a bunch of other things. There's different species of bacteria that come in, and then they drink in the water and get all your other birds sick.
Interesting.
You didn't want that answer, but you asked for it.
I'm
I
trying
mean,
to
you're
figure
being
out.
discriminatory before. I'm glad that you gave some clarification.
We've made that mistake before. Like we bought birds that we didn't know where they came from, just from somebody, and it got all our other birds sick.
What'd you do? Give them some penicillin?
Basically, you give them a bunch of medicine, but I promise you, chasing down 40 birds to try to give them medicine is not anybody's idea for them.
Man, I had fighting roosters growing up.
That seems like the most
What were the
logical
records?
thing.
Well, if they were alive, they were undefeated.
Like,
That's just how
Corey's
fighting
over,
chickens
Daddy,
work.
gaffs or spurs? Gaffs or spurs?
No, they had some wicked shit they put on them. So they have their own spurs. You cut them off, and then you attach. Some of them you just attach like a pokey thing. Some of them had blades.
That's a spur.
like
Or
razors.
gaff, the razors.
So Spoon's an expert on it, but
No.
when they put the razors on them, it didn't go well.
I had a friend growing
they
up
died
that raised
quick.
a bunch.
Like bunch. But then you had to go over and grab them while they're still fighting. You know what I mean? Because like once one's dead, he's still just like beating up the dead rooster.
You used to see it a lot more. It used to be legal in Oklahoma, and they got rid of that, I think.
It was legal in Louisiana. So
A lot of big money deals. People would go from Texas over there. You used to see them birds everywhere.
dude, yeah. If you had a prized cock, stud.
I mean, I like to think
Survivor.
mine's a prize.
No. If he was like, I don't know how many fights they would fight. But I would assume if he goes 5-0, he's a stud, and it's time to retire him to the hen house and let him just do a bunch of trick fucking for the rest of his days.
I feel like one of my white cocks was on a video we did at the veterinary clinic. Pretty sure.
That's strange. But anyways, this is not the Different Generations podcast. We're talking about a bunch of bullshit that we need to get off of. What's our real estate stats? All right, so I got some real estate stats right here. Jacob just hit me with them. So, what do you think Dead 8's gross sales were? Gross sales, assignments, real estate and all. What do you think the gross sales were for 2022 for Dead 8?
I wouldn't have any idea. I mean, a couple million for sure.
Let's say 4.5 million.
5.6 million. Of that, what is wholesale fees?
Million or less.
Million or less. That's a big range.
500.
$436,000 in wholesale
Sounds
fees.
right.
Yeah. So basically $5.2 million, $5.1 million worth of real estate sold. Man, I wish we could bump that up a little bit, but I mean, we don't do big deals. We don't do.
And we also didn't push into assigning a whole bunch till I feel like towards midsummer to end of summer.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of when we made that shift.
Oh yeah. Assignment fees this year. I mean, we'll do. I don't know what we'll do first month. I mean, we're going to do at least $40,000 or $50,000 a month in assignment fees every month, anyways. Just because that covers our overhead.
Well, and half of that at least was 3 big assignments, and we'll do many more of those this year, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm not. I mean, the assignments and what I'm looking at, I'm more like the 5.6 seems low, because that's like $120,000 house, $120,000 house, $120,000 house. No matter what your profit is on it, that the whole 120 is in the gross sales.
Oh.
So it's gross volume. Like it's everything we sold. But I don't know how they book it whenever we take a 10-unit apartment complex down in Dead 8. Which, did we take that D8 Holdings or Dead 8?
That one's a D8.
D8 Holdings from the jump. Okay, well then that's not a deal there. But I don't know how they book it whenever we move something into rentals.
Same with like Hillsborough and all those others. A lot of that stuff was taken down in D8.
Hillsborough ain't even owned by D8.
I know, but
Never
our
has
portion
been.
of it is.
No, I know that. We had to start an LLC to buy Hillsborough.
Right. I'm just saying, like, even when we split those up, they're never taken in dead 8.
I'm with you. I'm just there's properties that we buy, true or false. We buy them to flip them, and then they get moved into a holding company.
That's correct.
How is that booked? That's what we're discussing. Is it booked as a sale?
Right. I don't know.
So if we buy something for 40 and then we refinance it, and on the refinance it gets pushed into the holding company, is that 40 booked as a sale? Do you get the question? That's the answer that I don't know. I don't know if that's how that works or if it gets booked differently. So anyways, wait on more of that. Spoon, you got some stats. Seem entirely made up, but we'll let you spit them out there for the people. What do you got?
So just the money that came in this week, $21K for the overage on the lots. We miscalculated that yesterday. We were at $82,000. We were accounting for that $21K. But really we had $13,000 coming off Paris, $29K coming off Cameron, $10K off Gladewater, $9,600 off Bryan, and $12,000 off of 4th Street in Maxwell. So it's like $70,000 instead of $80,000
From last week?
from the last 2 weeks over the holidays.
Oh, that's good. So the 4th Street property, Maxwell, what is that?
That was an owner finance.
Under finance proceeds? Okay. So that's good. That's nice. Do we have anything left in escrow on that?
I don't know.
Kind of irrelevant, but a lot of times when we buy something, we buy it, we borrow the rehab budget at the time, so it goes into our escrow account, so it's just sitting there sequestered for repairs. And then when you sell it owner finance, obviously it's then booked as profit. So if you get $12,000 at closing and you have $12,000 in repairs that you didn't use to make repairs because you owner financed it, then all of that would get transferred into profit. But right now we're not doing that. We're holding back money, so it doesn't matter. It's all going to just sit in the escrow account. So what about the rest of it? The assignments. So we did one in Longview or Gladewater. What is that, Braxton? You remember it?
That's the land out there.
With
The house. RV ish
no, it's
thing.
It's amazing. I can't wait to show y'all this. It's another double wide with a whole bunch of add-ons. I think it's a cross.
Is this one going to be TikTok famous?
I don't know if it'll be TikTok famous or not. There's somebody living in the RV that Braxton referenced. They've just hardwired into the meter. I'm not even sure that I'm not sure what's going on there. There's some definitely math going on there.
I mean, I love that.
The way that it's wired in. So I don't know if they just don't know how they did it. But
They wired it wrong here, so they had to go rewire everything inside the trailer. Just to make it
no,
work.
it's just hardwired. There's no plug, so they just opened up the meter and wired that baby in. So I don't know how they got it from whatever voltage is coming out of that meter to the correct voltage that they need, but that's the math.
Did you see Jacob's update on D8? He just texted you.
What is it?
He must be listening. Jacob.
No, Jacob, I called him before the podcast. Said, hey, we do this. All right, so D8, 21 ending balance. So this is D8 Holdings is the company that holds all the rentals that Spoon is in partnership with us, correct?
That's correct.
So pretty much everything makes its way there. Some of it gets assigned to Braxton. Some of it gets assigned to Spoon's personal company. He's got one land deal, a couple of deals that he's doing on his own. Some of them get assigned to us, like this Gladewater deal that we're talking about right now got assigned to us, so we bought it from the company. So this is going to be I don't even know. Oh, it's named after our kids, EMJ Capital. So Emory, Madison, Jasper Capital. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, D8 is takes on most of these rental properties though. When we try to flip a property, if it doesn't work out, that gets moved over into the rental portfolio. These numbers are basis. They are not what the property's worth. So basis, D8 had $510,000 worth of rentals at the end of 2021. Okay. So basically beginning of 2022. The end of 2022, you already saw the answer. What do you think? What do you think? How much do you think D8 owns now at the end of 2022?
Rentals, I think maybe double that, a little bit more.
$1.8 million worth of rentals.
Jeez.
So our attorney's calling us. I think we'll lose attorney client privilege if I answer
Yeah,
on a podcast. So
I might go to break.
we will not answer that. But anyways, so yeah, pretty healthy amount. I mean, 510. How many years we've been in business, Spoonie?
Less than 5. It's right at 5, but we're almost at 5.
No, business together. D8, 2019,
Yeah, 3.5.
and D8 Holdings. So D8 Holdings from 2019
Now he's calling me.
to 2000.
Should we go outside and answer it?
No, Spoon. Whatever happened. It's still gonna. He's not
We'll
looking
still be
for
there.
advice from Spoon. I promise you, he's an attorney. So, anyways, plus Jacob will handle it if anything. Or
Why
Jacob
didn't he
would,
call Jacob first?
or why did he text? We just text back. Like, anyways. So yeah, in that entire amount of time, we only got $500,000 worth of rentals. Now, I'm gonna defend these till I die. What's the average cost for a rental? You think? What do you think we pay? Cost basis?
60 or less, maybe.
Definitely 60 or less.
I bet it's 40.
I bet it's 40.
Yeah.
Because
When you average all the doors, like when we're on the multifamily side and then the single family, it's got to be 40.
Spoon, you're whispering, but I'm sure the people love it.
Yeah, what he whispered was a good point. Like, cost per door, like, I think so. I think everything in there is mostly a 2% rental.
It's
So,
definitely a 2% rental.
we don't have a whole bunch of $1,200 a month rentals either. So,
I mean, we do now. That's the best part.
Yes.
So mature rentals, all the stuff that I make fun of Spoon for. If you've ever been to our class, I always tell them about this little old lady that whooped his ass, and she did whoop his ass. But those deals now, at the time, they were terrible. Didn't cash flow real well. Now they're $1,200 a month rentals, and I mean they're banging. They're once a rental property has time to mature and rents do get boosted, man, they just come on strong. All of our stuff that we bought in 2015, 2016, our personal portfolio that was flips that we had missed on, that we had to refinance, every single one of those is now a $1,500 a month rental, and our cost basis is 20, 30. I mean something stupid like that, and we haven't added any debt to them. I mean we've refinanced them and reammed them and put them in different portfolio loans and, used them as equity essentially, on a bigger portfolio loan. So it's like you got some over here that are marginal. You got these that are good and seasoned, combine them all together. But the actual debt and cost basis has not been added to on those unless they've needed a roof or an air conditioner or something like that. So pretty amazing to be in that situation now. So, Spoonie, how does that make you feel?
It makes me feel like a millionaire.
A millionaire?
Let's see. I'm going to pull some more stats for you here.
All right. So, how many contracts did we send last year? You had just a made up fluff number over there. That
Yeah,
you were wanting to... No, just tell it. Tell it how you told me. Don't hide it.
No, I was trying to look up. Kitty actually ran down every contract we sold a couple months ago, or bought and sold. We had real numbers from Blackacre. I was trying to pull those up, but that was roughly, we were closing in on 100 buys and like 70 sales at the time, which is tracking with Ashley's number this morning. She says we've sent 308 contracts. That's incorrect because our whole system timed out the other day at 700 contracts.
What do you think the difference is? I have a theory. The difference between the 750 and the 308, what do you think it is?
after we had to change our plans or whatever.
Modifications. Contracts sent to you.
That's true. There are several of those
Yeah.
print-offs, but I was thinking more like, because we had to change our plan or something, didn't we?
Yeah, like last week we had to change it because there were so many documents sent.
So
Yeah.
it might have not tracked how many before that.
Well, there's a lot of modifications and stuff like that. I think Ashley is good enough with the numbers to say. So we sent 308 contracts. Sending 308 contracts doesn't mean a whole lot, but Braxton, break down our process of how we run. This is probably the biggest lesson that I've learned since being in real estate. I watched a guy on TikTok the other day. I wish I'd have favored it, but he came back and said something snarky to me. But he had one of those 30-minute phone calls and then didn't make an offer. And he cut it down to a 4-minute TikTok or a 3-minute TikTok or something. I was like, what a waste of time and energy, you know? So talk about the process that we do.
So we get a lead in, the call from mailer or whatever, give them a call back, start that negotiation. And what that normally is going to look like is we make our offer. They either accept or they don't. Ask them how much if they don't. But either way, whether we get to agreement on price or not, we're asking for an email address to go ahead and send them an offer.
Put it in writing 100% of the time.
And from that point, you know, then we can, I always say, you know, and then we can negotiate about terms instead of anything else. So it's like assuming that sale, getting it in front of them, say, let's get that signed, get title open. It's a whole kind of different negotiation. But either way, whether we have an agreement or not,
An agreement on price.
yes, get the contract in front of them. Hey, I just want to put this in front of you. You can think about it.
That's right. So now, when we send out these contracts and we don't have an agreement on price, we're still sending them a contract, putting a contract in front of them for them to review, and then we're following them up, and we have a contract in their email. But 100% of the time on the call, you know, we're not going to ask them their motivation for selling. You know, we're not going to ask them what's going on. We don't have these big, long conversations. Just simply, hey, you got a property interested in selling? Well, I got one I might sell. Great. What's the address? You give us the address. What would you take for the property? Well, I'd take X. I'll take 100,000. What do you counter?
Where, you know, if it works at that, I'm asking for the email immediately. Won't try to play the game, but if it doesn't, you know, shoot my shot where it does work.
What if you're on a mountain in New Mexico and you can't pull any data?
I'm just asking for an email.
Okay. So once you get the contract, let's say they sign the contract at 100. Now it's a $50,000 property. Okay. You've got a contract signed at 100. You haven't signed your side, but you have a contract signed. Okay. From the seller. What do you do next?
Negotiate the rest in person.
So this is the most important. I mean, you can negotiate over the phone, you know, because you didn't attempt to negotiate the first time. You can negotiate in person. But here's the most important lesson that I've learned since 2015. Used to, I spent hours and hours and hours with people negotiating with people, and we'd get an agreement on price. True or false, Spoonie?
True.
Would they sign a contract?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Who would you rather negotiate with? Would you rather negotiate with somebody that you know wants to sell, that has signed a contract, or would you want to spend all of your time, your time and energy, negotiating with somebody and then them not sign a contract? I mean, we got that big deal in Fort Worth. You know, got an agreement on price, got everything. Have they signed a contract yet? They haven't signed a contract. And that's us selling, you know, so they're just, you know, they agreed on price, everything's agreed, contract signed on our end, send it to them. Been what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I mean, to break that down even more, I mean, we used to not only just try to negotiate over the phone with people that didn't really want to sell, we would drive and look at all the properties.
Oh yeah.
Every one of them.
And there's 100 videos of me saying, I don't know why anybody would negotiate over the phone. And the reason why I was like that is because I had this scarcity mentality. Like I knew that I could nurture it better in person. So I got to go lock that deal up. I didn't have a large enough pipeline, a big enough volume of leads to actually be able to negotiate in a ethical manner for our business. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Like I would waste a ton of time driving to a property, negotiating, get my teeth kicked in, come back. And it feels worse. It feels worse too. It doesn't feel like anything now on the phone. It feels like absolutely nothing. Because as soon as I get off the phone, I might yell out a comment. You know, I might announce to the world, I just got my ass whooped. That old man was a savage. And then I just get on the next call.
Well, I think people, we deal with this all the time where we see people like, I only buy 10 miles from my house. We deal with the whole state of Texas. But driving to Texarkana to get your face kicked in is nobody's idea of fun. I think that's one of the biggest reasons. It's so much more efficient for you.
I'll drive to Texarkana.
I understand you'll drive to Texarkana, but you're not wasting that time to get your face kicked in.
I would for the right deal.
You would?
I would go sit in a fucking ugly old man's lap and let him get 3 digits
So everything you just
into a
said was
butthole
it was
for a 300 unit apartment complex that he's going to sell for $2 million.
But if you don't know he's not going to sell for that, like you're trying to negotiate that ahead of time.
Listen, Spoonie, you're missing the point.
I don't think I am.
For the
I'm
right
trying to agree
deal,
with
for
you.
the right deal, I'm gonna go sit in her lap. The other day, we had a deal come in Bryan. We should be sitting in that old lady's lap.
We've talked to her 3 times.
I understand, and it's not getting it done. Somebody's gonna have to go rub that little old lady's ass.
She keeps saying, "Oh, honey, that price ain't going to get it. You just need to make another offer."
That's right, and you need to make that one in person. You need to sip some tea with her. You need to spend a whole day with her. If you got to feed her cats, help the strays, volunteer at the fucking animal shelter.
Well, as you point out, old ladies are my kryptonite. I'm not the person to send down there.
Well, Braxton's a little scared of them too.
Like you seem to be the one that'll go 3 fingers deep in a random old lady. So I think it should be you.
Listen, I will do whatever it takes on this particular deal at this price point. It seems. Does it seem? Does it seem like y'all are close
No.
in negotiations?
No, I don't. I think that was kind of a made up number.
Yes.
Who made the number up?
I guess Ashley.
Yeah.
Oh,
She just cut. She shot her at half the tax value.
Oh, okay.
She just shot it at half the tax value. She showed all the tax values. She just blasted it at half of that. And the lady's like, "Honey, you know this ain't the right price. All you got to do is check the tax values."
Now when I talked to her yesterday, I shot out 400, and then she said that was closer, but she was still talking about the one that she can get 170 for. So I'm like, what if you took that one off?
Yeah.
She's like, okay, now that's where she's close at.
Okay.
400 for 8.
She had somebody want to own her finance one for a lot of money, so she didn't want that one in there.
So 400 for 8 is
Still great.
still really good. So, anyways, I don't know if I got to go down there. You know what I mean? It might not be my move. Braxton's definitely better equipped. He's got more nice clothes.
He,
know what I mean?
He also seems like everybody's nice grandkid.
Yeah, he seems
Like
like
they don't. For people that don't know him, he seems like that.
he seems like a nice grandkid. You know what I mean? He's looking more and more like a marathon runner, so that's a little weird. It might be like, I don't know,
Is he gonna be that weird skinny?
this
Where he's
lady.
like all
I don't know, because I make fun of
Sinewy.
runners, so I really do kind of got to do something about it.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that's that'd be worth a drive. But that process, from what we've been doing, we always negotiate with people that sign contracts. We don't spend a ton of time negotiating with people before they sign a contract. So, always put the offer in front of them. Where did that come from?
Grant, the write-up,
The write-up, Cardone U.
sales process.
Sales process. Always put the offer in front of them. Always put the offer in front of them in writing. Call them back, follow them up, see if you can walk them through it. Even sometimes we mail contracts, snail mail. A hack that Logan Bentley Former uses a mobile notary. So I mean, there's a bunch of different ways to skin that cat. I like the snail mail. I mean, normally we're dealing with like a 90-year-old dude. You know what I mean? He still checks the mail. One guy mailed us back. He signed it on DocuSign and mailed it back to us. And then he called us and was like, y'all need anything else? Y'all just mail it to me. Y'all send me whatever else I need to sign. I'm trying to get this thing done.
and now the way Ashley's got it set up is anytime she sends it, it's got a pre-addressed self FedEx back. She'll call and help them set up the pickup. They can just set it right back on their doorstep if they have to.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. So, anyways, what you got, Spoonie? Spoonie, what are we going to do this week?
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot of surprises. We're going to go clear some lots, aren't we?
That's good weekend work. Braxton will be running an ultra. We're going to clear off 4 lots.
5, if we get them closed.
The 5th one's, oh yeah, that's right. We do have 5.
But they completely, so I got off the phone with them this morning. The survey on the one that was missing, completely wrong. The commitment's wrong. There's A and B parts of the plats out there. They sent the wrong one. They sent the wrong commitment description to all of us. Kitty sent the wrong plat to them, so they're having to go back and resurvey that one. The Texas lots,
the ones we haven't closed
the ones we did close.
don't have the proper description on the commitment.
That is correct. Found that out on the way up here this morning. Because there's multiple of the same lot numbers on the same street, depending on which section you're in.
Does any of this make any sense to you, Braxton? So, talk to us like we're 2.
when you look at the plats, I went in the office and took all the pictures of them. There's parts A and part B, and there may be overlap of the same lot numbers in part A and part B on the same streets. One being the southern part of the, like, Texas South and Texas North. They went to the wrong side of the street. They went to Texas North and randomly surveyed 2 lots.
I think they are on Texas North.
They are not on, they're south of Utah Street. They went to the wrong side of Utah. It's completely wrong.
Then we didn't. I don't think we bought the right lots. Period. They didn't have the right lots listed.
We did. I went and looked in front of the lots at the addresses. I screenshot them off ArcGIS the other day, and I double checked all of this.
We didn't buy lots in a flood zone, did we, Spoonie?
No, they're nice lots. It's on Texas Trail. I'm the one that caught it. Like, I was like, hey guys, these aren't what you're doing here.
Oh,
I thought they were up at the top.
they are up at the top, which is the north.
They're not. When you go in on Lake Granbury Harbor Drive, you take a right on Texas Trail. It's a half block up. Those are the ones that we bought.
Man, we're in the meth hood.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell you originally, and you're like, none of that matters.
Braxton.
I don't know.
We're gonna have meth head neighbors.
It don't
Pull it
matter.
up
It'll be
later.
fine.
All right. Anyways, we're gonna have to go clear some. I'm glad we got this figured out, so we didn't clear somebody else's lots. But we're gonna be clearing lots. Take all the toys out there, clear them out.
So that's what I thought. That's where they were on.
That's exactly where.
Let me see what you got.
That's Zillow's location for it.
That's completely wrong. It's
That's
down
what-
here, right in there. One of the plats is right there.
Right where?
The lady that has them sold,
In here.
204 and 205. If you look at the owner's name, they correspond with those lots down there.
Well,
Zillow's a liar.
I hate Zillow. I wanted to be on that far end of the street, Spoonie. Now I'm sad.
That's where they were on the map.
I know. I don't know. I drove by them. I mean,
That's probably what me and you were arguing when I told you I drove by them. You're like, there's no draw in there. There's no nothing. And I'm like, there definitely was. I walked the lot.
yeah, no. That's
What do-
definitely why we were drawn.
What do y'all think the future of? I heard this term last week. I think iBuyer, iSeller. You know what I'm saying? Zillow, things like that.
Those guys are, I don't know. I don't know where they got their money from. So, I think they're probably gonna sit this one out, which is weird. But there'll be others. There'll be others that come in and start the
What does it
same
say at
model.
the top?
But technology companies are not real estate companies, so they were using advanced technology to buy real estate, and it wasn't working out for them. And Spoon's showing Braxton dick pics or something.
I am.
What are y'all looking at?
Those two right there.
Be an asshole, Spoon. I'm gonna look.
It's the lots. They are here
Little baby
in
lots,
the neighborhood.
not in a flood zone.
That's at least good.
Yeah, that works out. Well, damn. I hate Zillow.
I'll hopefully be going back to there today to go lock up that deal.
$26,000 deal.
It was a little rough, but it had brand new subfloor throughout. Had a garage, had a shed, double lot.
A little rough. What year model mobile home?
I think it's a 76.
Ooh, very rough. 2-inch walls. So that's probably an actual mobile home. 2-inch walls, no insulation.
My one in Rising Star has the taillights on
Nobody
it.
can hear you.
My one in Rising Star has the taillights on it. It's this late 70s model, and it has 4-inch wide walls. It has 2x4 walls. So
Oh,
it
it's
was
a
well
set.
made.
77 model.
Yeah.
Somebody Google when
Show me that. Thank you.
somebody Google. So he'll Google when manufactured homes had to start following HUD housing code. It's like September of 1976, maybe even September 1, but I think it's September. So anything built before September of 1976 didn't have to follow HUD housing code, which means didn't have to have insulation, didn't have to have proper wiring, didn't have to have 4-inch thick walls. It went to a different code.
94.
No. It's 76.
But yeah, 76 for that. I guess there's an updated HUD code.
Yeah. They update the HUD code all the time.
Yeah.
But
But yeah,
what
76.
what day specifically in 76?
One sec.
I wonder if there was like a big rush then. Like they like mobile home manufacturer, like hurry the fuck up, get these off the
These
assembly
crappy ones
line.
out.
Yeah, like we got to build as many of these as we can because they're about to get real expensive. We're gonna have to buy 2x4s. we've been ripping 2x4s in half all this time. What
June
day?
15th.
June 15th.
It's that summer.
So, anyways, 76. I guess you got a 50-50 shot.
I mean, it wasn't terrible. Got to show y'all pictures. I mean, it's a little weird.
Like
Straight enough.
like kitchen steps up.
No, like it had a porch. Like it was mostly straightened in the inside, but it was like it would need a new kitchen and bathroom for sure.
What do you mean neat?
As in, like it's just some weird stuff ripped out, like the tub's falling through the floor. It's the one place there's no subfloor.
Whoa. Yeah, my childhood bathroom.
Like
I mean,
you really could have a dog come through the floor right there.
That
Yeah,
seems,
that's what happened.
Yeah, it seems
But
like
the
that
rest
would
was
happen.
okay.
Like you're sitting there taking a dump and a cat's like coming through the floor trying to smell you.
The rest of it wasn't like
Look, my dogs would have killed any cat that came around. Just saying. We had adult animals.
You had racist dogs. They just
Had a
didn't like
carport.
cats.
does have carport.
Do what?
Carport.
Carport. Concrete floor carport or just
Gravel.
like $10, $700.
No, it was a decent carport.
Wood.
Look at this.
Metal
What
carport.
What is that? Yeah, that's a mobile home. Looks like they put an upstairs in it.
I'm feeling like this
But that's
26
like
is a high number.
Kitchen counter.
Yeah.
It's 25.
Come down that barefoot and make it real nasty. So, Spunny, what are you gonna do this week other than that? Got any other things you're gonna work on?
Yes, I have to finish my books. That has to be done tomorrow. I'm going to finish those for the whole year, so that's complete. To
Done.
hand those off.
What about you?
Start lock up some deals.
Are your books complete?
Pretty much. Need to scan some receipts.
Kevin?
He's got me.
You don't use Kevin?
No, he's taking over he's taking over this week.
Damn.
I'm just trying to figure out my 1099 list. It's kind of my last thing,
You gonna 1099 me?
probably.
I need a 1099. You give me a 1099?
No.
Give
Yeah,
me
they will.
Oh, Jesus.
Um,
What you got?
no, it's I'm excited for this new year, having Kevin deal with that for me.
Sounds like fun. I don't.
Super stoked.
Y'all, this is a low energy podcast, guys. We found out Sweeney apparently has always had high blood pressure, so I don't even know how he's made it this long. Because Braxton's a marathon runner, but he had high blood pressure. Mm-hmm. We found that out on vacay. So
I beat it, though. I beat it. I haven't checked it again since I got the low read, but I'm not going to.
you are going to.
I don't think there's
Because
a need.
on the Different Generations podcast that's coming up right after this,
That's raised my blood pressure thinking about it.
Where?
Checking it.
we've sent Margot to the store to get blood pressure monitors.
I hope you got the good ones.
I don't know if they're going to get good ones. She's got $200 of my lotto winnings, my scratchers, my 2023 scratchers.
It's not the ones you had to put up your butt, is it? Because they got me with that before.
Spoon, you scratch weird lottery tickets, but we're bringing in the blood pressure monitors on the next podcast. So
We got to watch it throughout. Like, we need a camera specifically for the monitor.
Are we going to drink like Red Bulls or C4s through this process and watch it ratchet up and down?
That actually would be the good science experiment.
we will check our blood pressure and maybe we can get a high energy podcast, just one for 2023 before we give them up forever.
Well, it could be like coffee.
I'll drink coffee.
One C4.
I can't drink
two
C4. I'll drink
C4s.
coffee, though.
Why can't you drink a C4?
I quit drinking all those a year and 2 years ago when I found out I had high blood pressure. I ain't drinking that. I'll drink coffee. I'll drink 6 coffees sitting here if you want me to. But
That's
I ain't drinking.
disgusting.
I ain't drinking C4.
Coffee's makes your breath smell weird.
It does, but they got that machine downstairs that makes those double espressos. I can line up 3 of them.
You'll probably be shitting in that plant over there.
Maybe I'll just shit my pants like right here. Who knows?
That's disgusting.
But at least we'll have a mid shit blood pressure reading. Like,
So
And
will
you
you
can
film
watch the
that
drop,
if I'm
like
if
in
I'm in
blood
there?
pressure.
Do what?
Dry
You
heaving.
watch the drop in blood
It's
pressure
for
as
the
well.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Like before and after.
Oh, we're setting up a Patreon?
Well, we'll have to if we're doing scat content.
Scat content's not allowed on the YouTubes, so it's good to know.
That's going on Jason's.
Actually, it's not
OnlyFans.
allowed on Patreon either.
I'll start an OnlyFans for that. Whatever it takes. Support the family.
No, the deacons at the church are not going to like this section.
Yeah.
I won't like it either, Jason. I'm disappointed.
Well, anyways, this is what's coming up on different generations. Real estate wise, we're going to be installing some mobile homes coming up, clearing lots. If you're not subscribed, subscribe because I think Max is going to ride with us on a lot of this stuff. Got to get him set up for this week. Unloading equipment, running it. We have a lot of good footage of us clearing, hopefully the right lots. I hope they're right. I don't know.
I double checked the other two.
Some trees are going to go be with Jesus, and
You need me to dig a hole?
no, well, you're going to be running an ultra. So, I mean, when you get back, you can try to dig a hole. I mean,
What's an ultra marathon, Braxton?
I'm running 62.1 miles.
That's
in
not real.
Bandera.
That's not. No,
I'll FaceTime you, Sohail. I'll be out there.
I'll be there.
Come on. Bandera State Park this Saturday.
you're going to have to stand there with a sugar packet or something for him to suck on.
Yeah, don't come unless you have snacks for
It's
me.
like
'cause-
running beside him, feeding him. Here's a little more, buddy.
Yeah, will you be a pacer, Sohail?
Sure.
Okay. Just
That-
give him a little buggy.
I'll bring some of those.
They're going
nut,
to, hold on,
nut
there's
sacks you
there's
like.
something called pasters?
Pacer. Basically, like, people have someone run with them.
Just
Carry
different
stuff
section?
for them. Yeah, like they could split it up in sections, however long that person wanted to run with them.
I was
If you have to shit during this,
I think they have porta potties.
Oh, you got to be prepared to just shit on the side of the road, though.
But you're gonna pee on yourself, right? For sure.
Why would I pee on myself? Why can't
Isn't
I
that
just...
what people do?
because you're going to lose time peeing.
I'm going to pull over just...
You're already going to be sweaty. Just pee on yourself.
Nah, that's...
That's what
You
football
could just
players
get a
do.
catheter, man, and throw it over your shoulder. Just be trapped. Some
behind
dude
me?
behind you.
Your mom can run up and change the bag.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Reverse engineer a camelback.
I'm just going to pull over and stop for a
I
second.
mean, I feel like that'd
You're
break
gonna-
your
you're gonna-
stride. That'd fuck everything up.
And you might end up on like a fucking, a sex list? Little kids see your wiener while you're peeing on the side of the road.
It is in the woods. It's in Bandera State Park.
I
mean,
it's
there's
a
kids
sex
in the
offender
woods.
list.
Could
What's
be
a
a
sex
mountain lion
list, though?
watching me.
Yeah, he'll be on the sex offenders list.
So you didn't plan for any of the bathroom stuff. Did you ask them, like, how do they do that? Because they do pee on themselves in those races. We talked about
I
this the
know.
other day.
I'm going to stop and pee in the bushes if I have to pee. I'm not going to pee on myself.
You're probably not gonna have to.
What if
pee
you get
with
off
all the
course and
sweat.
get disqualified
Okay, then that's
because you're out in the woods?
that's my
yanking-
cross. to
Getting
bear
lost.
then.
We have to do a search and rescue. For,
I don't have to walk in the woods. No, there's not going to be a lot of people with me.
I think the correct answer is you don't have to pee when you're sweating out everything in your body.
Yeah.
Probably
I
true.
never had to pee in a football game, but
I never thought about that. But yeah.
so
I think I can't wait to hear the report on this next week. I mean, Monday's going to be fantastic. Tuesday going to be even better when we get to observe the observance of all the information that we
we might have to fucking throw a rope over the banner here and pull him up. He
I'm
might not be able to do
making up those
stairs.
No, I
2
can
days
carry him
after.
up. You'll be easy. You can carry him up.
With your
Both of
high
us-
blood pressure?
Oh, wait,
Well,
either
both
one of
y'all
us can
carry
carry
me. That should keep y'all at just slightly elevated blood pressure.
Have you picked up my youngest? She's thicker than a bowl of grits. Like he can't weigh much more than that.
That's a little rude. It's a little.
Called me skinny and your daughter fat.
She's thick. She's thick. When I pick up her older twin,
Both
he's
of
like
us are
a feather. She's like linebacker. Like
All right. Well, look, we're going to cut out of the real estate. We're going to get into different generations. Can we get some air conditioner here? Is the AC broke?
yeah, Corey's going through
I'll look at
menopause
that.
over there.
Ryan, are you watching?
I'll check it out.
But anyways, we'll see y'all later. If you like what you've seen here, find Braxton on Tinder and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Just keep swiping. He's on there.